Howdy everyone. What I have here in my hands is something that is extremely exciting, to me at least. I know I feel like I say this a lot, but this very well might be my favorite guitar that I've built thus far. This is the Super Deluxe. Kind of a no-nonsense, hardtail, rock and roll guitar, but still packing the chimey, beautiful, easy playing, clean tones that we're known for. Kind of designed this one to fill a gap in our offerings, I guess. I started playing guitar when I was 11, and I was very into hard rock, metal, stoner rock, desert rock, that type of thing. And so pretty much when I learned to play, I was always playing with distortion. I never played clean. And because of that, my playing wasn't the cleanest and wasn't, I kind of relied on the gain to kind of fill in some of the technical stuff that I lacked. But then eventually around high school, I kind of got into Mac DeMarco and a bunch of clean guitar centric music. So from that point on, I kind of devoted myself to being able to play clean really well, because I realized I kind of couldn't. So for the past 10 years about, I've pretty much solely focused on clean guitar sounds and tones, and single coil pickups and that sort of thing. And I kind of realized at a certain point, it's not that I don't love heavy music and distorted guitar and everything. I just I felt for so long like I was neglecting the clean side of things, and eventually kind of fully went the other way with it. And that ended up kind of leading me to not, when I started building guitars, that started kind of leading to me, pretty much only building, the guitars that I like, that are really good for clean playing, and jazz and indie rock and that sort of thing. So, I kind of went through a phase recently of listening to a lot of Deftones and Tool and Pussifer, and just a little bit heavier music, Caius, stuff like that. And kind of realized that, you couldn't really play, you can play any kind of music on any guitar, but I realized that most of my guitars would be kind of out of place in a metal or really hard rock sort of setting. So I kind of set about to design something that was a little more aggressively styled, a little more metal, I guess, kind of I've never really been into super strats or or Les Pauls or really Gibsons. I like SGs a lot, but they just don't agree with my hands. I've always, my hands prefer a Fender style neck, the rounder radius up at in the chording area, the neck profiles, the nut widths, the common specs that you see on a Fender style guitar. That's what my hands preferred. And really, even in Fender's offerings, or really any company that makes bolt-on Fender style guitars, no one really makes a guitar that I would want to take on stage if I was in a hard metal band or something like that. So that's kind of where the Super Deluxe comes in. I figured, why not design something that's hardtail, double humbucker, kind of a rock guitar in its looks, but still has the neck feel, the things that my hands find comfortable, and wanted to make it a little more kind of aggressively styled. I don't love pointy guitars usually, but this is about as pointy as I like them. The horns are kind of influenced by like an SG. It's kind of like a Jazzmaster meets an SG meets a Tele Deluxe. And all of those things kind of come together to form like my favorite kind of rock guitars all in one. And so this just kind of, this shape just kind of naturally took its form, you know, being informed by what I love. So, yeah, it's, as you may have heard in the demo, it's a rocker. It sounds amazing through fuzz and distortion. I was playing through the Fender Shields blender, and the reverb pedal I'm using is the Soft Focus from Catalan Bread. But yeah, I mean, it handles the high gain extremely well. I mean, it chugs. I didn't really chug in the demo video, but it definitely chugs. It definitely packs all of the meat, the beef that you would want out of a like a metal guitar. I think the only way that you could maybe make it a little more in that direction, I think, is maybe using some active pickups or something like that, just to get a little more high output out of them. And that's something we can totally do. But for vintage, you know me, I'm a vintage guy. So of course, for like kind of the vintage aesthetic, we went with 2 wide range humbuckers from Fender. Just has that 70s kind of look while still packing the tone of a humbucker. So just kind of was a natural choice for me personally. But we could put whatever pickups if you want like a hip shot bridge, or like some sort of, you know, Floyd Rose even. I'm not personally a fan of Floyd's, but any kind of any kind of hardtail or tremolo bridge we can use. This is just kind of, to me, the most aesthetically pleasing layout. But yeah, you know, we could do a 7-string version. I designed a 7-string version of this to kind of play some of that later Deftones, like Steph Carpenter stuff. So yeah, you know, this shape, this is sort of a vintage, kind of like a Tele Deluxe sort of version of this shape, but think of it like a blank canvas that you can kind of mold to your liking. So, you know, active pickups, a hip shot bridge, or any sort of changes you want to make to the layout, you know, that totally can be done. And kind of just want this to be our rock guitar or metal guitar, if you will, or one of them. I mean, I do plan to design more. Would love to in the future. So, but yeah, double wide range humbuckers, got the chrome tipped 3-way toggle, which I thought was just kind of a little extra 70s cool. 3-saddle duosonic style bridge. This one is top loading, but we can make you a string through version if you prefer. I've kind of always liked top loading bridges just for the ease of stringing and whatnot, but you know, you can, if you want that little extra tension from a string through, we certainly can do it. You know, just simple 3-way toggle wiring, nothing too fancy there. The neck is 22 frets, medium jumbo frets. It has a 10 to 16 compound radius, so it gets flatter up here, so you can shred. Of course I can't, but you can if you if you buy it. It has a tusk nut, the Dreamweaver headstock with the beveled swoosh painted in black to match the body. Fender F tuners. This one I wrote to commemorate this being #1. I wrote Super Deluxe #1 here. So yeah, pretty much just I mean, there's not a whole lot of like specs to go on this one. It's just kind of a rock and roll machine, and that's, you know, what I intended. But what makes this one so great to me, I think, is just the styling, honestly, like it just, every part of the design to me just works perfectly. You know, I'm really proud of this one. Yeah, you know, all nitro finish, black, piano black nitro finish, closet clean relic, so it's a little scuffed on the surface. You can't really see it in this light, but it's just ever so slightly scuffed and kind of satiny looking. It looks super glossy right now, but you know, if you saw it under bright light, you would see what I mean. But yeah, that's kind of it. Just a really cool, dependable, double humbucker kind of guitar. Packs all the, you know, chimey beauty that you would expect from a Fender style guitar, but can also get as down and dirty and mean and heavy as you need it to. So and it doesn't look like a, you know, some kind of boomer guitar or whatever while you're doing it. You know, lots of sharp points, you know, the sharp pointy headstock, pointy horns. The body is a little bit smaller than a Jazzmaster, a little bit smaller and a little bit lighter. So it's just kind of overall, I think, better for gigging, better for throwing around and dancing and high energy type stuff. So that is the Super Deluxe. Probably my favorite design that we offer, or one of for sure. But yeah, like I said, think of this as a canvas for whatever crazy ideas you may have. We can do one with a vibrato, like a Jazzmaster vibrato and like a rhythm circuit and all the traditional Jazzmaster like accoutrements if you want. You know, we could do one baritone scale length, we could do one 7-string, you know, one with active pickups, whatever. The sky's the limit, honestly. Whatever you can dream up, we can make it. I do have some unfortunate news for anybody interested in this one particularly. It is sold already. This one sold in under 2 hours to a very, very cool repeat customer of mine. His name is Aslan Freeman. He is the music director and live guitar player for Lainey Wilson. They've played one of my guitars that I sold to him on the CMT Awards stage, so that was a big kind of what the fuck moment, like wow, that's crazy. So yeah, this one tomorrow will be going to Aslan, and can't wait to see what he does with it. But we are itching to build number 2 and number 3 and 4 and 5 and so on and so forth. So reach out to us on feelgoodguitars.com if you'd like to commission a Super Deluxe of your own. And I am offering a 10% discount on any Super Deluxe custom builds for the rest of this month, just to kind of celebrate it being a new design kind of out in the world. So and I'm giving a 15% discount if anybody wants to do one in Antigua with a matching pickguard, because it just, yeah, this shape, something about the 70s styling, it's just begging for some Antigua goodness. So yeah, some discounts available if you want to make one your own. And yeah, I guess just thanks for watching, and keep your eyes on the channel. Subscribe if you feel so inclined. We've got a ton of really, really cool builds that are going to be posted very soon, and even more cool stuff just shortly down the pipeline that we'll be seeing here. I'm going to try to make videos for pretty much all of our guitars. You know, I'm going to try to take that extra day to make a little demo and come on here and kind of walk everyone through them and immortalize them a little bit. You know, it's really cool once they leave to be able to kind of go back and watch these videos and just for my own, you know, my own pleasure, just reminisce about them and just go like, yeah, man, that one was cool. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time.